had more clothes issues.
Yeah, like, I mean, you guys wipe yourself with napkins? That's nasty.
I don't need your advice, girl. You work in the back. I work here. Fold these jeans, please. She was like, so yeah, I watched you walk in 30 minutes late, and then you clocked in. There's no way you approach your employee that way. Lies. Y'all don't focus on people's individual skills anyway. Y'all's goofy here. It almost felt like, because managers are human beings running a business, and a lot of them have absolutely no experience on running a business, move through the job with emotion. So it was like, oh, this employee, I don't like the way she looked at me. I don't like what she was wearing. I'm gonna put her on the schedule for this day at this time. Like, it was giving that. If I requested, why can't you just change it? Like, I'm requesting. And no, I did not have a reason. I should have went through and lied, but I didn't feel like I needed to do all that. Like, if I just requested it, what was the literal issue of just saying, okay, here, like, I'm gonna grant you your wish. Ciao. I just felt like a lot of their moves were very emotional. They used that to their advantage since they was managers. Back to when I was late. I was late one day. In this situation, I should have just dipped. I should have cussed their ass out, and I should have left and never been seen again. But I came back and was seen again. Remember how I said dumb two during the interview process told me what to do if I was ever late? So one day I was on the way to work. I was on time, but there was construction on the road. At this time, I didn't have any of their cell phone numbers. I had their GroupMe information. I seen the construction, and they had us sitting just on the road for 15 minutes. I was like, oh yeah, I'm finna be late. So I texted all three of them on GroupMe. I was like, hey, I'm gonna be a few minutes late. There is construction on the road causing traffic. I'm on the way. I just wanted to let you know I'm gonna be a little late. None of them texted back. None of them. So I walk into work. I peeped, they didn't text. Something told me girl, they gonna try to blame you, flip the script on you, but we gonna see. So I walk in, I clock in, and I head to the bathroom because I had to pee. And this day, the area manager was here, and we're gonna call her Beetlejuice. But it was always drama with her. We gonna get to all of that. It was always something going on with her. It just was giving black cloud. My job is to come to all of the stores, talk shit with the managers, and leave. That was what it was giving. So I go to the bathroom, and I come out to the back, and I'm prepared to go to the managers and express myself. But let me clock in first. Before I could even put all my stuff down, before I could even get a mic, all three, it was Dumb Two, Dumber, and Beetlejuice. They all walking in like the Three Musketeers. And they all stop in front of me. I was like, oh, hey. They was like, hey, Dumb Two talk to you like a child, yo.
Hey, boo, what happened? What's going on?
I made sure to say, I texted all y'all. I texted all y'all on GroupMe, and I said there was construction on the road. It ended up stopping traffic completely. Dumb Two was like, oh, one of them, it was they all, we just gonna talk about it. Either Dumb One or Dumb Two was like,
oh, I didn't even see it. I don't even have my phone on me. I didn't even see that message.
Dumb Two got her phone. She was like,
oh, okay, now I see. You guys, you have to have our number so you can text us. You know what happens when you're a minute?
All in front of Beetlejuice, y'all. In front of Beetlejuice. I was like, oh, yeah. I pointed to Dumb Two. I said, you did tell me that if I was ever running late to text you guys to let you know the deal, which I did. You didn't see it. Not my fault. I didn't say this, but yeah, not my fault. Y'all, they got they went into, I was 30 minutes late. I didn't know I was gonna be that late, but y'all acting like I just never came in. So she ended up getting a whole handbook, flipping it to the page where it say, if you're a minute late, then
if you sign the sheet, then you're gonna be fired. We all have discrepancies before, and we just want to make that clear to you.
Y'all, all three of them at this point just start ripping it out on me.
Because, we can't have this as an ongoing thing, because if you're late, then, that is a...
I was gonna say where I was working, but
that is this clothing store's policy.
And then Dumb Two gonna say, she was like,
yeah, and remember how yesterday I came up to you? So
I was given a task to put up jewelry. When they gave me the task, they did not say what time they expected the jewelry to be done. They was just like, here, put the jewelry up. I'm putting the jewelry up. But I'm not moving in ×2. I'm putting the jewelry up. I'm taking out the plastic. I'm being gentle with the freaking merchandise. She ended up coming to me like to switch my task around, and she mentioned how relaxed and chill I am. And I was like, oh, okay. I don't know why I didn't even stand up for myself. Like, well, you didn't tell me you was wanting this done at a specific time. But I just, left it alone. Like, okay, it is what it is. Okay, I'm gonna move faster next time. She gonna mention.
And yeah, remember how yesterday I did say how you were moving just a little too chill and you had to just pick up your pep a little bit? You were doing a good job, but you just have to move a little bit quicker and just have a little bit more.
Beetlejuice ass gonna open her mouth and say, when she first came in, she was quick to mention how she's from New York. I don't know what it is about people in New York when they not there, love to mention where they from as if you won't get like socked in your eyes. I don't know. So she made sure she was quick. Yeah, I'm from, what'd she say, Brooklyn? I don't know. She was like,
Yeah, I'm from Brooklyn, yeah, we're a little aggressive in Brooklyn.
She had this like condescending facial expressions. Like, this is exactly how she was talking to me.
She was like, so yeah, I watched you walk in 30 minutes late, and then you clocked in, and then you went to the bathroom for like another 5 minutes. You didn't even greet anybody. You didn't greet anyone. And then you came back here, and yeah, so now we're here. So I just want to ask you, do you really want to be here? Because we do have a store policy here, and we just want to make sure that everything is
like going off. First of all, didn't even let me get a chance to speak. None of them got me a chance to speak. They all just doing this. All because I'm 30 minutes late after I let you know. I do own up to the fact that I didn't have their numbers. But if y'all hoes wasn't this pressed to give me your numbers, but you're this pressed that I'm late, never blame me, because I'm never the problem. She going all off and she doing this at the mouth and then dumber timing in and dumb two timing in. So at this point, I'm literally cornered. I'm cornered in the back room. None of them gave me any chance to speak. And Dumber goes in with a freaking question. Y'all know she good for the questions. What she say? Is there
any suggestions how you would like for our policy to run just to make sure we're getting understanding better?
What? Be so for real. I'm in the heat of the moment. I'm not understanding where this aggressiveness is coming from, considering that you told me to text you guys when I'm late. I did. So now it's an issue. I said I make sure I do everything that I'm supposed to do. I come in, I'm ready to work, I'm checked in, I make sure I'm eyes on the task. I even owned up to the fake ass, you're moving too chill. You mentioned I was moving too chill. I said I'm gonna do better on that. I'm gonna make sure I'm a little bit more ×2 when it comes to tasks. So they steady at it, y'all. I swear to God, this shit lasts for like 10 minutes. I don't like aggression. Don't be aggressive with me. Like, don't do that. And so when they was coming at me, I literally like shed a tear. I cried, and when I let that tear out, it was like, damn, girl, now you letting them see you cry. Because it was like they literally came at me like as if I was just in the wrong. Like, I did not just own up to my issue. I didn't mention I was literally a great worker. Like, you literally could not say nothing to me about my job because I was on it every single day. Y'all, swear to God, I'm not in trouble. They kept expressing like, oh, you're not in trouble. This happens to everybody. Like, we make sure we get this talk to everybody. But yet you cornering me in the room. So am I in trouble or am I not? Literally, they could not come to a common ground at all. And I was so confused and I did not like how they was coming at me. And I cried. Dumber ass had the nerve to give me a little tissue. Like,
yeah, so this even happened to me. Like, I was even in your shoes. We all have our issues, but we had our arguments as well. Like, it's okay. Like, it's okay.
That should have been my cue to get my shit and say deuce, boot on all of them, because there's no way you approach your employee that way. That was the most unprofessional, inconsiderate way to approach your employee. Horrible. Grown-ass women coming up to me, tag teaming me, cornering me like a puppy in a cage. Like, oh, I'm the manager, I can do this. I should have did, but I didn't, because something like a part of me was like, girl, like, this is your job. Like, just stay professional. Don't have another job yet. Like, I was always told, never quit your job until you have another job lined up. I didn't have nothing else lined up. I was like, girl, just be in your zone, because you've been in your zone. Like, and I was confident. I stood 10 toes on that. I was like, girl, you've been in your zone. They just got some issue they want to pick at for no reason out of thin air because they had this cult mentality that everyone is equal and your good is just as bad as your good. Like, if you do good, great. But if you do bad, bad. We're going to get rid of that and we're going to make sure that you are human like the rest of us. I left out of that room and after that, I looked at every single one of them different. Like, because there's no way you played a part in this evil ass system y'all got going on. You played a part. Don't like you. And Beetlejuice, let's get on to her. So Beetlejuice was like the head area manager or something. Like, she would always be at our store at least once a week. And when she came in, she was this aggressive, like, oh, I'm from I don't even know what part of New York, but I'm gonna just say Brooklyn.
Oh, I'm from Brooklyn, or I'm hard, or I do this, I'm aggressive, because it's like, I'm really nice. I'm really a nice.
They love to say how nice they are, but it's very aggressive. Like, how are you a nice aggressive? Weird. Before this situation, I didn't realize that they actually take their micromanaging a little up a notch every time she's here. When she's not here, it's like micromanaging on 10. But when she's here, micromanaging is on 15 out of 10. One time when we were closing, we was doing the walkthrough, freaking dumb two was like,
Guys, there's a little shirt in this section that's not even in this section. You guys know that all of these items are supposed to be in their right section. If you see it in the wrong place, move it. It should not be like this.
girl, sit down. Like, I don't give a damn Beetlejuice here. Like, relax. Let me calm down. But that's exactly what she did. Never did that before. She was a drama-filled lady. I walked into the back. Yo, this lady was on the phone like...
Yeah, because that little girl of his, yeah, she's a bitch. She's a bitch. Like, she's a little bitch. Like, I don't know why she would do that. So fucking disrespectful. Like, that little bitch.
At the... I'm looking at her like, oh, I did not like her. Like the workplace though, it's never giving that. It's never giving that. I even walked in on Beetlejuice, all of the store managers literally talking mess about somebody. I don't think who they was talking about was in the store we was in, but they was talking about somebody talking smack. Like I said, at the work, like there's a time and place to get unprofessional, right? It's outside the professional job you're working at. Who in their right mind runs a store this way? It was disgusting. So she was just this lady who swore she was just nice, but like you really mean. If you have the nerve to talk bad like this about somebody that's not here, I know all y'all be talking bad about anybody and everybody who work here. That's why the turnover rate's so high. I've seen so many people start here and never been seen again.
4 people got trained the same day. I was probably working there like 2 weeks in. 4 people got trained the same day. None of them came back. Somebody else got trained. She ended up leaving before I did. People will come in to see if they're hiring. Never seen those people again. The girl who interviewed with me, I never seen her after the interview. And she mentioned in the interview that she worked at this store at another location. So I was just a little confused. People was seeing the way they would run business and would not come through. Even one customer mentioned, every time I come in here, it's always a different staff. Like, it's the reason.
Never really was feeling old girl, but like I said, she always had to come up to me of some sort. One day, she came up to me like,
hey, I just wanted to tell you that the register you was working on this day was short $20.
I said, okay, can you just tell me how and why you think it was me? She was like,
I looked at all of the cash transactions, and every single cash transaction, you rung it up, the cash is short.
That's literally no proof. She was just standing on it. She was like,
yeah, the register is short. It happens to me that sometimes I can miscount.
Making it seem like I'm truly the reason why it was short. I'm listening to her. Never had an attitude in this store, y'all. I was just like, okay, well, I'm gonna make sure I double check my money next time. When she left, I just needed some time to think for myself. Ah, girl. My last retail store job I worked at, I was actually the reason why a register came up short. This is why I learned my lesson. So I ended up, I can't even remember the math to be honest, but just vibe with me. Just buy some more of that violet. Let's just say he gave me $30. I ended up staying $130. The register ended up coming $100 short. When we were closing that day, my manager was closing the register. She was like, this register is $100 short. I was like, oh my God. I immediately owned up to it. I typed in the wrong freaking number and this happened. She was like, oh, it's okay. You know, it's all right. Like, it happens to the best of us, right? After that, I learned my lesson. I made sure I count all my money, all my dollar bills twice, all the little change twice. I made sure that was never happening to me again. I was never gonna get caught lacking like that. That actually traumatized me. So after that, I made sure I'm on point. I was like, nah, nothing is making me get an inkling that I was the reason why I was short. Just because you printed out the cash receipts, that literally don't tell you nothing. If you can't even say the price was wrong and this is leading up, girl, don't blame me. So the next day, Dahmer comes up to me and she was like, hey,
Beetle just told me that the register that she was on was $20 short because you just described to me
what happened? And she had a paper in her hand. I described what I described to y'all. I was like, I'm very confident on all of my cash transactions. I made sure to double check. I know for sure that I had nothing to do with the short register, so I'm not sure on what the issue is. So she was like, all right, give me 1 second. She goes to the back. Then somebody ended up telling me that Dahmer wants me in the back 20 minutes later. So I get into the back. I'm real confident. I'm like, yeah, that paper not gonna get signed by me. She was like,
hey, you know, you are gonna have to sign this paper because you were on the register that was short. And I have all of the the cash transactions of this, and it doesn't necessarily mean that you were the one that led it to be short because, you know, we do have a lot of people on these registers. That's why we have to.
y'all, this is all the splurge I'm giving to y'all is what she giving to me.
That's why we make sure that we try to put you guys on one register and have that as a register because, you know, we have a lot of discrepancies. Like usually like a manager has to close and open a register. Sometimes that could be the reason why a register was short. So it doesn't necessarily mean that you were the reason why the register was short because I'm seeing all of the cash transactions and, you know, it's always another reason on why the registers could be short. So, you know, we just need you to sign this and just to, you know, let it be known that you are aware that your register was short and, yeah, you have to sign the paper.
He kept saying I won't be penalized. But if I'm writing my name on a freaking sheet that say this register was short and Nyjah Gaither was on the register, it's giving I'm gonna be penalized. I just kept eating their lives because something deep down within me was like, girl, you're way too confident at this job. If somebody really come at you with some crazy shit, you're gonna have a list to back yourself up. I asked her, I was like, I just don't see the point of me signing the paper if you even said there's multiple reasons on why a register could be short.
Just, oh, you won't be penalized, but this is just to let them know.
I signed my name on the dotted line. I went on about my business. Beetlejuice come to me one other day. This was way after the $20 incident. I end up overhearing one of the cashiers. At this time, she was newer than me. She was just older than me. So they ended up putting a lot of trust into her to have her supervise the register area. Sometimes they would have her on the floor, but a lot of times they would have her on the register. She ended up training somebody. One time was like, hey, we're going to call her. We just gonna call her Light Bulb. It was like, yeah, Light Bulb is gonna be in charge of this station, so make sure you listen to her. When y'all start having that, I don't know, but she was nice. I ended up overhearing her talk like how one of the registers came up $400 short. I was like, $400 short? And I ended up telling her this. I was like, yo, like they tried to blame me like my shit was $20 short. So she was like, oh yeah, like the register that I was on was $400 short. She basically admitted that she got scammed by the scammers. So Beetlejuice come up to me one day. Hopefully y'all really keeping up with me because this is a lot going on. And she describing the situation with scammers. And I'm very aware because at my last job, my manager did the same thing. She was like, scammers scam. So she like,
you know, scammers do this and scammers do that. Like when a scammer comes in, they try to like, you know, hand you they have a lot of cash. They hand you a bunch of cash and then they like try to distract you and then they end up like retaking back the cash and you end up getting screwed up. And so you kind of get scammed sometimes. You know, it happened to me before it happened to me. And so at this register, I counted it that this register was the only cash transaction and this register ended up coming short this day. And it was the scam.
She ended up showing me a whole surveillance. It was this like Hispanic couple.
She was even telling me like, yeah, and they end up dressing up differently. Like you see this and this is Light Bulb's video. Like you see how they dress different.
When she was showing me the video, I actually recall getting this person and doing the cash transaction. He gave me the money all in one.
and I counted it. When I counted the money, it did tell me, what's that back there? I turned around, but I still had the money in my hand. So she gonna show me the video describing everything that's happening while knowing anything that's happening. Did you count the money? Like, did you know it was short? You're just assuming. Just saying, like, you're just assuming. So as the video was going on, she was like, yeah.
Like, you see how you counted the money and he told you to look away, and then he has some more dollars and he asked for something back and you didn't recount the money? Yeah. You know, that what's happened. And with this cash transaction, that day the register was short.
So honestly, this day I truly didn't have much to say because I was honestly 50-50 on the verge. At the time, it wasn't $400. I feel like she was nitpicking again. I happen to have a Hispanic couple. Light bulb got scammed. Now you trying to pick on me again. That's what it's giving. She didn't have me sign no papers for that. So did I even get scammed? Like, you didn't even make me sign no paper. I'm doing an amazing job at this job. And you're trying to find a reason. Only come at me. It was this one time. Y'all not gonna even believe this. So Beetlejuice was here and some other girls was here. They work in the corporates. I never seen them before. And the managers, all of them was like hella cool with each other. At this time, I was at the register. Someone on the end of the register doing something. I think the girl was on her phone, bro. I think I was the only like cashier up there. So it was almost time to close. It was 7:47. One day I heard Maria go, "It's 8, close the gate," on the mic. I got on the mic. I said, "It's 7:47, close the gate." No, I'm just playing. When I unpressed the button, I heard a little like as if somebody tried to talk over me or something. Because why did that go off as soon as I pressed the thing? Dumb one look at me like, oh.
Don't say that.
So I look at her like, don't say what? Then I heard dumber on the floor go,
Someone go touch base with her.
Then Ari Lennox come around the register to me like, "Hey, I just wanted to tell you that they're really mad in the back that you said that." I was like, they mad because I joked about the time? She was like, yeah, like, they're really upset. So Beetlejuice might come up here and like, you know, talk to you about it. Then dumb two come around to me.
Like, why did you say that, girl?
So y'all can talk mess about your clients, cuss, talk about what you're eating for dinner, be disrespectful, talk about everything under the sun but the job on the mic, but I can't joke about closing the gate early? That don't make no sense. That don't make no sense. Enlighten me. I gotta find a new job. I got to, because y'all can make all these jokes, bro. Be ignorant on the mic. But somebody that y'all not cool with, y'all not friends with, y'all don't get a key with, makes a joke. It's an issue? Make it make sense. At the end of the day, nobody approached me because they knew it's giving what's truly your issue. Like, what are you really mad at? I didn't say nothing. So they can pick and choose who can be goofy and weird in here. All y'all's goofy and weird. That was that situation. Now we gonna get into the coworkers. The coworkers honestly deserve a whole nother story time. Some of them was cool, but some of them rubbed me the wrong way. If y'all want some coworker horror story times, then yeah, y'all will see that in the next one. But okay, my phone playing with me, but let me just hurry up and get through this. So during the interview process, I was told by Dumb 2 that if you want to request time off, you would have to request in at least 2 weeks in advance before the day you want to request off. It was like around the holiday times. I ended up requesting a couple of days off in December. Way in November still. I was way ahead of time. I was way in advance on requesting those days off. Why in the same hour all those days got denied? So I had the mindset of going in there and discussing, hey, I need those days off. Like, I need them off. When I walk into work the next day, they end up handing me a paper to sign. It said all employees cannot request any days off during the holiday season. How you gonna make us sign a paper that we can't enjoy our holiday? Anyways, this is the moment where I was like, the Lord has been showing me sign after sign after sign, time and time again, that this job is not for you. This is the time where I finally accepted the fact that I'm just not coming back. Like, so it was this one day I was closing and Dumber and Dumb 1 were closing too, and they ended up gathering all the people who was closing that night, and they were like, starting January. Meanwhile, guys, we are in November. We will be cutting hours due to lack of enthusiasm you put in your work. If we see you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing, then your hours will be cut. Lies. Y'all don't focus on people's individual skills anyway. Y'all put everybody in one box in one unit. Y'all don't pay attention to people's actual work ethic. Y'all can care less about that. Y'all only care if we able to come in. If I called out sick, you didn't ask me if I was okay. You would ask me, am I able to come in? And that's what they would do. If I was not off one day, they would literally ask me the day before, could you come in this day? Can you come in the next morning? My phone, swear to God, I have no storage. So I'm on Snapchat. They had no respect for your time. It was this one time where Dumber messaged me saying, am I available for this day instead of this day? Because they scheduled me on a Tuesday, but they needed me on a Wednesday. Before I could even answer, I had a notification in the little app thingy that she already changed the schedule. I said, oh no, baby, I'm not available this day. Like, don't do that. The first week of December started. I looked on the schedule and I was not on the schedule for 2 weeks. That's temporarily unemployment. I was here working full time for 3 months straight. I'm off the schedule for 2 weeks after you just said you cutting hours. Is that in the video? Oh my God, if that's in the video, bro. In January, it's the beginning of December and my hours are cut. I was like, oh, I gotta find the reason. So I text, hold on, let me see if I can find the messages. I had to take a picture on my iPad. I'm not playing, y'all. I said, hey, I'm not on the schedule for 2 weeks. Is there a reason for that? Dumber says,
Hi.
you gonna say the 3 Musketeers
And the district manager, who is now back in the business, are in Jersey coming through the entire month of December. Please bear with us while we make all of the cuts, edits, and changes that are necessary for the business.
What?
What is all of that supposed to mean? Like, this settles it. I'm never coming back to this job. After she sent that booty dookie, I wasn't even coming back because you don't have me on a schedule for 2 weeks. That was God. God was saying, girl, get out this job. Her message was just the nail in the coffin for me. I was like, yeah, I'm not coming back. It's okay. I did not tell them I wasn't coming back at all. I had that in my mind. I ended up telling my mom, my dad. I was like, yeah, I'm not going back to that job. But I'm not going to tell them until the last minute. I really was going to show my ass. My mom didn't want me to. She wanted me to be classy. So I was like, fine, I'll be classy. So this was the holiday season. I was like, I'm finna utilize my store discount. I ended up going to the other store location just because I was on that side of town. I was gonna get my sister something. I'm going to the register. She tell me the shit was full price. I was like, oh, I work at the other location. I'm here to get my employee discount. The freaking manager, whoever was working there, was like, oh, you have to be at that store in order to get your discount. Where in the retail world is this in the video? This is crunchy. I'm using Snapchat to record. Where in the retail world can you not get your employee discount at the same store but just in a different location? But if I show you the proof and call the manager, bro, why can't you just give me the freaking discount? I didn't understand that. So I ended up having to go to the one I worked at. So when I walk in, I'm greeted by the other cashiers. It was, what did I call him? I forgot Bunny? Oh, Rabbit. It was Rabbit. It was Rabbit 2. Yeah, it was just those two working. And so Rabbit 2 give me a hug. He was like, hey, like, where you been at? And the other guy saying the same thing. Another stylist come up to me and he said the same thing. And prior to me going in there that day, Lightbulb texted me on GroupMe saying, hey girl, where have you been? Can you take my schedule? I ended up not texting her back because I didn't plan on coming back. Sorry girl, if you're watching this, I'm sorry. So that automatically had me thinking, am I the only one who got cut? So all of them asking me, where have I been? I ended up telling them like, yeah, they cut my motherfucking hours. And they were like, yeah, they are cutting hours and stuff. And I'm like, eyebrows still a little raised. When I was walking to get my sister things, Dumber walked past me like,
I was just about to text you.
This your last time lying to me. I just hope you felt good with that lie, because that was the last lie you ever gonna tell me. And the heifer actually texted me. We're gonna read it right here. She ended up texting me a week into my temporarily unemployment.
Hey Nyjah, can I add you to the schedule for next Tuesday, 10 a.m. to 7 p.m.? Also, I know you needed the 9th and 10th off, but could you come in tomorrow morning just to help with shipment and at 8 a.m.?
Where were those times when I requested earlier shifts? You see me, now all of a sudden you need me, but you couldn't give me a true answer on why you cut my hours. Girl, bye. Oh, we gotta thug it out on the iPad. I am so done with this setup. Maria was the girl who rung me out to do the discount, and she sarcastically said, do you still work here? I knew that's just kind of how she was. Like, she was naturally cool, so I didn't even like take any offense to it. Plus, I was already mentally checked out. Like, I don't care. So I told her, I was like, yeah, I still work here, but in reality, no, I don't work here, girl. I'm not coming back. She rang me out. I got my things. I left the store, never was seen again. I texted them the night before. I said, hey, I will not be returning due to finding a new job. It was in a group chat with all 3 of the managers. So Dumb, Dumb, and Dumber, and me. Only one of them texted back and was like, good luck on your journey or whatever. Only one of them. So yeah, that was the time where I worked at the worst job that I ever had. It was too much estrogen and feminine testosterone in the air in one setting that I couldn't even deal. Oh, you know what? Let me describe this one time. So we were closing. We was like kind of like huddling around the register so we could all clock out and leave together. I looked at Dumb 2 and I said, hey, I'm about to go use the restroom right quick. When I told her that, people were still in the back getting their stuff, and I only had some sweats on, so it was gonna be real quick and easy. She was like, okay. I went to the bathroom. I just like playfully told myself, what if they all left? Like, what if I come back and there's nobody? Y'all, I went back out to the floor. It was nobody there. It was no one in the store. I just told Dumb 2 I was headed to the bathroom. Like, what is her issue? The gate was locked, so I'm texting the group me like, yo, I'm in the store. Nobody was responding. And I went inside the little, like the container thing where we had like our paperwork, and in there it was their numbers. I ended up texting Dumber because she was also closing. I was like, Dumber, I'm locked in the freaking like door. Like, can you come get me? She's like,
Oh my gosh, yes. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Like, I don't know why I thought everyone was here when we were leaving.
girl, I'm the tallest one out this group, second to you. So how did you forget? It happened early on, so they was already giving ditzy. Like, I just had to leave. It's too unprofessional, too much drama, too many wannabe managers. It's just not the environment you trying to go to when you graduated college. You're trying to be in the real world with the professionals, not this. I could tell everybody who was working there was not happy. They would literally spew fake positivity. I hope you guys enjoyed this story time of this crazy mess of a job that I was at. But if you liked it, make sure you give a like, thumbs up, and subscribe. Yeah, I had to take them off. So yeah, I'm gonna see y'all in my next one.